We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth. Welcome to Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and the big story today is elections. It's the day after Election Day 2021, and already the lies are spinning out of the left about what happened yesterday. The left has stated that the winners were racists. It was about white supremacy. Progressives have claimed that if they pushed their agenda further, then America would have supported them. Progressives have also blamed moderate Democrats, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, claiming that they are responsible for the Democratic losses yesterday. These are lies. How do we know? To start with, recent polls have shown that 68% of Americans think we are going in the wrong direction. But more importantly, let's look at the election results themselves. Virginia voted in Youngkin, a Republican governor, a Republican lieutenant governor, and a Republican attorney general and state house. It was a complete flip of the state. McAuliffe desperately tried to paint Youngkin as a racist and a Trump acolyte. Those lies didn't work. In fact, at one of McAuliffe's final rallies, he claimed that Youngkin was campaigning with Trump. Trump was not even in the state of Virginia. There was no truth to that. So the lies started even before the results came in. But more importantly, the truth about this election is that Virginians voted for the most diverse slate of candidates in the state's history. Aside from Youngkin, they voted for Winsome Sears, a former Marine who is the state's first black female lieutenant governor. They voted for Jason Mayares, the state's first Latino attorney general. They voted against a liberal school system and runaway inflation. They did not vote on race. The left wants to make this about race, but it simply isn't true. In Virginia, voters don't vote for a unified ticket. They have to vote for governor, they have to vote separately for lieutenant governor, and they have to vote separately for attorney general. So they voted Republican in all of these races and voted in the most diverse slate of candidates in the state's history. In Minneapolis, there was a push to replace the police department with a Department of Public Safety that had not even been defined, and that vote failed spectacularly. Not only was the proposal to replace the police defeated, but city council members who voted to defund the police were voted out of office. The effort to defeat this initiative was spearheaded by African American groups who saw crime skyrocket in their neighborhoods after the police had been defunded. So while Ilhan Omar is banging the drums that this is racist and the police need to go, the citizens of Minneapolis saw her for the liar she is. This had nothing to do with race. This had to do with public safety and skyrocketing crime rates. People want to feel safe. They want to see police in their communities. And the African American communities showed up at the polls yesterday and told Progressive that, yes, they want the police. Stop trying to defund them. Republicans took a congressional special election in Ohio. They voted progressives on the local level out in Seattle. As we record this, the governor's race in heavily Democratic New Jersey is too close to call. The progressives do not understand that decisions across the country for these elections were not a result of them not getting their agenda passed. It was a repudiation of progressive policies. This is typical of progressives. They do not understand that their policies do not work. And with so many of them identifying as academics, it is amazing that they do not look at the history of massive progressive policies. They have never achieved what they intended, and they always cost more. Obamacare has caused healthcare costs to rise. The Great Society destroyed African American families. The New Deal only worked as well as it did because we went into World War II, and I don't think anybody wants us to go into another massive war. The progressives will continue to blame everything except themselves. All of this indicates a massive red wave taking over the House and Senate in next year's elections. The progressives have no one to blame but themselves. If they do not learn from history, they will continue to repeat it. That's the raw, naked truth. I'm Eric Lopkin, and you can catch more about the election results on our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, available wherever you find podcasts. We'll see you next time.